There are a number of things that you can do to make sure that you score well on the writing portion of the ACT before you even start putting your words on paper. The ACT website states that essays will be evaluated in the following 5 ways. The first one is to express judgments by taking a position on the issue in the writing prompt. Then maintain a focus on the topic throughout the essay. Develop a position by using logical reasoning and by supporting your ideas. Organize ideas in a logical way. Use language clearly and effectively according to the rules of standard written English. Steps can be taken to ensure that you receive high marks on the first 4 evaluation methods by following pre-writing steps. Let's go to the classroom and discuss these steps. As stated, pre-writing is so important when it comes to doing well on the ACT college entrance exam for the writing section. So let's pick it apart a little bit and come up with a formula that can help you out. The first tip is to make sure that you read the prompt carefully. Make sure you know exactly what the prompt is asking and stay focused on planning only for answering the prompt itself. The prompt is going to be about a paragraph. Make sure that you can ask yourself, what is the thing that they're asking me to do? It'll be in there. The directions are always listed within the paragraph itself, so you want to make sure that if it says pick one of the points of view given and prove it, do that. If it asks you to choose which one's better or perhaps use your own, then you can use your own. Just make sure you know exactly what the rules are. Another point is to write your thesis statement down. I usually like to think about it as a desired effect. What is it that I want the person who is reading the essay to get out of it? So my desired effect is to persuade, is to prove, whichever point that they give you that you decide that you want to go ahead and develop more. Always keep that desired effect in mind. And while you're writing, if you start to bring in points that don't necessarily match up to the desired effect, get rid of it. Only keep in what is going to prove your point. About the point, make sure that you decide on a point of view. Decide quickly the point of view you'll take and stick to it. You don't have to believe in your statements. There's a good chance you might not care one way or another. It is a topic that has something to do with something that a young adult might come across. Common things could be things such as school-related issues, extending school days, dress codes, in that type of vein. And you might be thinking, I'm a graduating senior, I really couldn't care less. That doesn't matter. You need to make sure that you're going to take a point and run with it. And expect there to be positives and negatives to both sides of the issue presented in the prompt. Your job is to choose one and stick to it. And outline the points that can be made to support your point of view, the one that you chose. So make sure that you're always referring back to what I just mentioned, that desired effect. So when you're listing your bulleted points of what you want to talk about, always ask, is this going to prove what I want it to? Talking about listing your points that you want to make, it's important to organize them. Take the points that you wrote down and order them. And be logical in your ordering. Order them in order of strength or importance, starting with your strongest points first. If that doesn't fit for a particular topic, then maybe you want to organize it chronologically. The initial organization, jot it down. I know I can support it this way, I know I can support that one, and I know I can support that one. Go with the one that you know the best about, the one that's strongest. All right. What you might find is once you're really starting to look at both sides of the issue, you might reorder a little bit, but you always want to start right away with organizing it in the order of strength, unless chronologically makes sense. If you're developing an essay that you might say, well, at this stage of life, one may look at it this way, and then in the next stage of life, a person may view it that way. That's all right. Once again, though, always hit that desired effect. You can't go back and forth. That leads us to those counter arguments. You need to anticipate the counter arguments. Look at the points that you're going to write and ask yourself, what are the counter arguments to these statements? What's the other point of view? This can help in deciding the order when you're shaping your argument. If the other point of view is easily proven, then that might weaken your stated point of view. That one might move it down a little bit, even though it might be a reason that you feel real strongly about. All right, the one that has the weakest counter argument and that you can be most strong with might bump that up. You may acknowledge a counter argument in your essay. In fact, you need to. And then dispel that counter argument or dispel it with an argument of your own. So while an individual might state that this is a valid reason for a point of view, my point of view or the other point of view is better because of this, this, and this, and then prove it specifically. That'll help you out. Now that you've been planning, jotting things down, getting them in order, review it. Make sure all your points answer the prompt and maintain the desired effect. One of the common errors people make is that they start adding a bunch of superfluous material that doesn't really match up to what their original topic is. They start wandering off topic and it weakens the essay. So this is one way to keep yourself on point. Besides, you only have a half hour. So if you get off topic, it's harder to get back and still keep a good essay within the time that you have. So if it's not a part of your essay, a point that hits that desired effect, get it out. So you must maintain focus and express statements that support the stance you take. Do not waver. Like I said, 30 minutes. All right. So we have to make sure within that 30-minute essay, we're only hitting what we need to hit. So let's take a look at an example. Here's a possible prompt that you might come across. Educators debate the importance of technology in the classroom. Some educators do not support allocating funds into new technologies and think the money is wasted and should be allocated towards other areas, while others believe technology integration is essential for preparing students. In your opinion, is technology spending necessary for a quality education? In your essay, take a position on this question. You may write about either one of the 2 points of view given, or you may present a different point of view on this question. Use specific reasons and examples to support your position. So given this, we read through it. The second part is our specific instructions. Let's go ahead and run through our example and hit this side, our pre-writing skills. What's asked? We already know what's asked. We need to choose a point of view and develop it and defend it. Which point of view do we want to choose? We're going to go ahead and take that technology integration is essential for preparing students in the future. So we know what's asked, and we've now chosen our point of view. Let's go ahead and jot down some points that we want to make. One of them could be that technology prepares us for the workforce. Whatever job we have, we're going to have to deal with some kind of technology. So let's put down technology prepares. So it prepares us for what we're going to do as far as the workforce goes. What's another thing we can say? How about technology in school opens up new learning opportunities? All right, we can learn Mandarin, for example, through a distance learning class that might not be offered in our school because there's not enough students that want to take it, but because of the technology, we can go ahead and learn that. So it can open up new learning opportunities. So that's another point that we can make. Prepares us for the future, opens up new learning opportunities for us. How about it is more, using technology is more efficient in the classroom. So it is an efficient way to learn. We have access, because of technology, to so much more material, and we can find things quicker and build upon that and learn more things as a result of it. So let's say that the efficiency that technology provides makes it better and useful into the classrooms. And also that we can build off of the technology to create more learning opportunities. It opens up new opportunities. What I mean, how's that different than new learning opportunities? Well, I don't want to have the same thing, but in my mind I was thinking about how you can use technology then to use robotics, for example, to build something. Or you can use computers to go ahead and write software programs that do something else. So using technology as a building block to higher level thinking and other technologies. All right, so we want to maybe reword that, but I know what I'm thinking of as I just kind of jot this down real quick. The next thing I need to do is organize it. What's the strongest argument? That it prepares for the workplace. I think that's probably strongest. Opening up new learning opportunities and efficiency, I could go either way with that. And also that it can be built upon. It opens things, open up new opportunities, building upon itself. given those, my order, preparing for the workplace, I like a lot. Efficiency, I think that's pretty strong. I know I can prove that it's faster. It'd be hard to disprove that. Opening up new learning opportunities and can build upon itself. Maybe we want to combine those two and put that into 3, and we have 2 sections of it. One where we can learn use new classes with distance learning, and then another one where we can use technology to further ourselves. So now we have them organized, 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and look at counter arguments. Technology preparing for the workplace. I think the only counter argument that I really need to make sure I pay attention to is someone that says technology becomes obsolete too quick, that it's a waste of money. My argument is when you learn the technology and you learn it in school and it changes, we can acknowledge that, but because we've already learned the basics, we can roll with those changes and we're right there where we need to be in the workforce. So technology still prepares us for the workforce, but I want to touch upon that counter argument of technology changing too quick. Open up new learning opportunities, and as far as opening up new classes, distance learning, the only thing I can think of someone maybe arguing against that is that we're not doing a good enough job with the basics. And I would argue then we can also use technology to further our skills in the basics like science, math, and reading. And then finally, technology being most efficient and helping the educational process. I don't think you can argue against that. So I might look at putting that number 1 because the counter argument will be one that's pretty non-existent, or I could stay with that technology preparing for the future as number 1. I think preparing students for the future is the most important thing education can do, so let me keep that as number 1, keep that at 2, and then we'll work 3 as far as the learning opportunities. Now we're ready to roll. I know you only have 30 minutes. But quality planning will pay off, making sure that you answer exactly what's being asked by taking a stance, keeping focused, creating a logical reasoning and order, and that's 4 of the 5 skills that your essay must illustrate.